2015 saw one of Formula One's most exciting battles for the championship. After Lewis Hamilton's title victory last season, the fans were expecting something similar for this year. But they would be proved wrong. Lewis's teammate Nico Rosberg showed that he was the leading Mercedes driver for this season, but his closest challenger this time will be his fellow countryman Sebastian Vettel, sporting the red of Ferrari instead of the blue Red Bull. And after a difficult 2014 season, Seb came back with his true form that he showed from 2010 to 2013 and proved to be a strong challenger for two Mercedes drivers. The title fight was intense. Sebastian started off well with wins in Australia and China, but Rosberg fought back mid-season and even closed the gap to as small as a single point. But as the Brazilian Grand Prix came around, it was all over for Nico, as a crucial spin of the opening lap meant that the runner-up of 2014 would have to settle for second once again, as Sebastian Vettel managed to keep his cool at the front, and despite a strong charge from Lewis Hamilton, he led the race in pole position and crossed the line to collect his 5th World Drivers' title. But the season is not over yet. With the Drivers' Championship now over, it's all about the Constructors' title. Can Mercedes seal redemption, or will Ferrari achieve its almighty task, being 22 points off the lead? It's all to play for in this final round, as the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is about to get underway. Hey, what's up? It is Dan or DMAT96 here, and it's been a long and exciting season, but here we are with the finale of Sebastian's return to glory. I hope you guys have enjoyed this entire series as much as I've enjoyed making it. Now we are here at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi for the final round of this season. As we saw in Brazil last time, Sebastian Vettel took the Drivers' Championship, with Nico Rosberg finishing 6th. Sebastian Vettel taking the win was enough to secure him his 5th Formula 1 World title, so there's nothing really much to play for this weekend apart from the Constructors' Championship. That is on the line. Ferrari have a 22-point gap behind Mercedes, so it's looking pretty impossible, as Kimi Räikkönen has been very unlucky and has cost the team a lot of points this season, and as Ferrari are looking for a 1-2 finish, and they need Mercedes to finish in somewhere like 4th or 6th. It's not looking very likely for Ferrari to secure this Constructors' Championship, so I think they're just hoping to have a good race today and hoping that Sebastian or even Kimi can collect a race victory and beat Mercedes so they can cement their dominant position in Formula 1. But for the final time this season, it's time to move on to the qualifying reports. The Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi plays host to the final round of the 2015 Formula 1 season. With the Drivers' title now over, the attention switches to the Constructors' battle. Mathematically, it's still possible for Ferrari to clinch the title, but they are going to need a huge amount of luck to secure it, as qualifying got underway for the last time. 2015 has not been Mannor's year, as both cars line up at the back of the grid once more, with Will Stevens making it 11-8 in the qualifying battle with Roberto Merri. Both Saubers were eliminated in Q1, not the start they wanted in their bid to keep 6th in the championship. McLaren are their closest rivals, and they've had a solid season despite the car not being up to pace of the other teams. Still, both cars line up in 14th and 15th. Lotus are determined not to finish behind McLaren, and they got off to a good start with Grosjean starting 9th and Maldonado 12th. Max Verstappen has easily been the breakout driver this season, and he secured his best qualifying performance, lining up in 7th place. It's been a nightmare season for Force India, however it was the first time this year that both drivers have made the top 10. Daniel Ricciardo starts in an excellent 5th for Red Bull. Team boss Christian Horner believes that the Australian could be in contention for a podium finish this weekend. Another driver looking good for a podium is Williams' Valtteri Bottas in 4th, as his teammate Massa had a shocker of the session and couldn't even make it out of Q2. Lewis Hamilton may have not retained the title, but he looks to end the season on a high as he starts in 2nd alongside the new world champion. Sebastian Vettel shocked many this season by taking the world title in his first year with Ferrari, and he kicks off their Constructors' Championship charge with his 9th pole position of the season. So leading up from the bottom of the grid is the two Manners on the back row behind Danny Kvyat, who lies in between the two Saubers in 17th, whilst the rest of the bottom half consists of the two McLarens, Sainz, Maldonado and Massa. Moving on to the top 10, and Nico Hülkenberg is behind teammate Sergio Perez, with Romain Grosjean in the Lotus line in between the pair of them. Max Verstappen starts in a season best 7th, behind championship runner-up Nico Rosberg and Australian Daniel Ricciardo. Valtteri Bottas sits behind 3 world champions, with the most recent one of them, Sebastian Vettel, sitting on pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So the Drivers' Championship might already be over, but we still have the Constructors' title to decide. We are here in Abu Dhabi for the final round of the season. It was pole position for Sebastian Vettel after another brilliant qualifying session for the now 5-time world champion. Starts alongside Lewis Hamilton for this race. Should be a good one for the final time of Sebastian's return to glory. As we take a look at the strategy very quickly, it's going to be a three-stop strategy for this race. It seems to be the best option. As we now go onto the track, the 5 laps are about to go out for the final time in 2015. It is lights down, away we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and look at the start that Lewis Hamilton has got in comparison to Sebastian Vettel. And is Hamilton going to take the lead going into turn 1? No, Vettel takes it back going down the inside line. A little bit controversial, we clip the curb, but Sebastian Vettel holds on to P1 out of turn 1, and as you can see, it looks like him, Hamilton, Raikkonen, that's Valtteri Bottas, that's Nico Rosberg and Daniel Ricciardo are starting to pull away from the rest of the field as we go in towards the hairpin. And this will be the chance that Lewis Hamilton will get to try and take the lead off Vettel. As we all know, Mercedes has superior straight line speed to that Ferrari. Have a look on the rear view camera of Sebastian Vettel. There is Lewis Hamilton getting that slipstream, trying to make a move up the inside. He switched to the inside line on the straight. And we've got to look at Kimi Raikkonen behind as well. He's going the inside Lewis Hamilton. Kimi Raikkonen's going to take second off the Mercedes driver. It's exactly not what Ferrari need to try and take the Constructors' Championship here. And is Kimi Raikkonen going to take Hamilton? We don't know, because we're still focusing on Sebastian Vettel going down towards onto the second DRS straight. Of course, DRS not activated just yet. And there they are, still side by side, Raikkonen and Hamilton. And as you can easily tell, the top 6 pulling away from the rest of the field. He's going to be side by side out of the chicane, going into the left-hander. He's going to have the inside line, but no, Hamilton just holds on to second position. What an exciting opening lap. And also Kimi has the Williams of Valtteri Bottas keeping very closely behind the Ferrari driver, and Sebastian Vettel goes wide at the exit of that corner, so he's lost a little bit of momentum going underneath the hotel complex, and he will be going around the final few corners to complete his first lap of this 28 lap race here in Abu Dhabi, going very wide at the penultimate corner, and that's going to allow Lewis Hamilton to catch up to him as we go into the final corner. And the first lap here in Abu Dhabi is now complete. Sebastian Vettel crosses the line. 2 tenths is the gap between himself and Hamilton, and Kimi Raikkonen is half a second behind Vettel. So we're not going to rule him out of contention for this win just yet. As we go back onto the straight now, Lewis Hamilton will have another run on Sebastian Vettel going down the inside line yet again. Kimi Raikkonen's going to try and do the same. And who's actually going to emerge into the lead going towards Kimi Raikkonen? What a surprise! Kimi Raikkonen emerges ahead, but no, Vettel will have the outside line, so it's going to be tough to hold on. And it looks like Kimi Raikkonen's done it. Kimi Raikkonen takes the lead, and Lewis Hamilton's going to try and take second onto the second DRS straight. Of course, DRS not activated, yes, because it's only lap 2. So we go into the left-hander. Vettel gets past Hamilton. He gets back past Raikkonen as well. Vettel passes 2 cars just before that corner, and he keeps the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But now moving on to the end of lap 2, and Vettel's gone wide again at the penultimate corner. He did this on the previous lap, and this time it's not paid off as Kimi Raikkonen will have the inside line. He goes wide again, and Raikkonen takes the lead. Oh, a little bit of contact with Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton almost sliding off into the barrier, but wouldn't have been good for the Mercedes driver, as it's now a battle between the 2 Ferraris for the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Felipe Massa setting the fast lap of the race, so he's doing a pretty good job despite starting down in 11th place. But this is the time where Sebastian Vettel will have the DRS on his teammates for the lead of the Grand Prix if he can get a good run on him. But Lewis Hamilton will have the DRS as well, and obviously that Mercedes has greater straight line speed than the Ferrari, but Vettel's managed to hold on, and going into turn 8 he's caught up to Raikkonen, so we will have a momentum going down into this second DRS zone. And could Vettel make the move on Raikkonen, and he will have a DRS. Hamilton keeping closely behind the Ferrari driver going into turn 11. And no, he's just not close enough to his teammate to make a pass. But he is now, he's hit the back of him. But luckily there's no contact going into this, going out of the chicane. Raikkonen almost forced wide into the left-hander, and Vettel retakes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Raikkonen making a little bit of contact, but it's still a Ferrari 1-2. It's good for the Constructors' Championship, but I don't think it's enough, because I believe Nico Rosberg is in 5th position and Hamilton's in 3rd, but Vettel goes wide, going into that corner before the hotel complex. He goes wide again. Raikkonen is having a look around the inside, and Vettel's he's cut the corner, and I think he's overtaken Raikkonen, so it's a legal overtake. He's going to have to let a lot of cars through. What the hell was he doing there? He's just let Hamilton and Bottas through as well, so it's completely not worked out for him. Bottas dives into the pit lane, so Vettel will move back into 3rd position. and now he is going to set the charge towards Lewis Hamilton, but he has the other Mercedes of Nico Rosberg behind his championship rival, who obviously can't be in the championship anymore, but he goes down the inside of Lewis Hamilton with the DRS and the slipstream, and will take that second position going into turn 8 and braking slightly earlier than Hamilton, but he does take back second place. And now it's time to set the charge on his teammate Kimi Raikkonen once again. What an exciting first couple of laps we've had here in Abu Dhabi. And Nico Rosberg, actually I forgot to mention, has passed Lewis Hamilton, so Hamilton now drops down to 4th place. And Vettel's now only 8 tenths behind his teammate Kimi Raikkonen. And it would be really good if Ferrari can get a 1-2 here. They just need to hope that Mercedes somehow fall off a pace, which is just not going to happen if Ferrari want any chance to win this Constructors' Championship. As I said earlier, it's a pretty unlikely chance that they will do it, but they're going to do their best at the best that they can, and that is Sebastian Vettel trying to go around the outside of Kimi Raikkonen, going very wide. He had to back off, but this time he has made the move stick without going wide, and Sebastian Vettel is back into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And now we're going to take a quick look back at the back of the field. We see Danny Kvyat in the Red Bull, who is going to pull off to one side at the end of the final corner. That is an engine failure for the Red Bull driver, and that is the end of their difficult season for the Russian in his first season with Red Bull Racing. But now Sebastian Vettel back on board with him. He's got Nico Rosberg and Kimi Raikkonen behind him, and Raikkonen has dropped down a few positions, and at this point Lewis Hamilton has entered the pits. Rosberg trying to move around the inside, and there's contact between the two of them, and Rosberg almost off in a spin there, and that moves Kimi Raikkonen back into second. So we're going to have a quick look at the replay of this. I don't know if you can tell that was Sebastian's fault or was it Nico's. Really have no idea, but as you can see it looks like Sebastian turned on Nico, but very hard to tell it seems. And Nico Rosberg now drops down to 3rd position, but I don't think he's going to lose much time because he is, I believe, coming into the pits at the end of this lap. So Sebastian Vettel will do, so will Kimi Raikkonen, unfortunately. So what the hell is Kimi trying to do? Double stacking at this point will definitely not work, so that is going to ruin any chance of Ferrari taking the Constructors' Championship. And I can't believe I'm seeing this. Disappointing there for Ferrari. Kimi Raikkonen double stacking. It's going to ruin his race completely as Sebastian Vettel exits the pit lane. A little bit of a slide on the pit exit as he still is ahead of Nico Rosberg, but is interestingly behind Lewis Hamilton, who has made the undercut work in that Mercedes and has taken, well, presumably 2nd place, as Valtteri Bottas pitted early on the Grand Prix. So Valtteri Bottas is going to be in the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But now let's go to the front of the field. Yep, this is actually the front of the field. These aren't lapped cars. This is genuinely 2 McLaren Hondas in the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and they're actually battling it out as well. Jenson Button and Fernando Alonso are in 1st and 2nd. And there you can see with the DRS, Fernando Alonso getting past his teammate for the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but of course both these drivers haven't pitted yet, so it's really going to make no difference whatsoever. So now back on board to lap 9 with Sebastian Vettel, and as you can see Lewis Hamilton is trying to make his way past Fernando Alonso. Valtteri Bottas is in the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso is still yet to pit, but he's doing pretty well so far. He's managed to hold on to 3rd, but obviously, like I said, he needs to pit. I think he is at the end of the lap, but Sebastian Vettel makes his way past Fernando Alonso easily past that McLaren driver. But now moving on to lap 10, we can see Lewis Hamilton trying to make a move on Valtteri Bottas, going down the stroke with the DRS open. Obviously Bottas pitted very early, so his tyres are going to be completely gone. That is Sebastian Vettel going around the inside of both of them and taking the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Bottas drops down to 3rd position, so it's not gone well for Valtteri Bottas, but of course he did pit earlier than anyone else, so I'm not surprised that he's dropped down this much and his tyres are pretty much dead already. And now going back with Lewis Hamilton trying to make a move down the inside. Sebastian Vettel, this is where Rosberg had a bit of contact with him early on, and that's Lewis Hamilton into a spin, and Valtteri Bottas has been caught in that as well. Back onto a replay, and again that could have been Vettel's fault. I really can't tell. I think it did look like he turned into him, so that's dropped Hamilton back down the order behind Ricciardo and behind Bottas, and even Nico Rosberg, who's battling out for the lead. For Sebastian Vettel using the DRS to get past the Ferrari driver, but Vettel keeps the inside line, takes his position back off the German Mercedes driver, his closest championship rival from the previous round. And Lewis Hamilton's also made his way past Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull. Rosberg with the DRS going on to the 2nd DRS straight into turn 11. This is where both Mercedes drivers are spun because of a Ferrari driver, and no, they've made no contact this time. Vettel holds onto the lead. Lewis Hamilton having a look at the inside of Nico Rosberg as we move on to lap 14. Sebastian Vettel goes off into the pit lane for his 2nd stop out of the 3 that he will be doing this race. His tyres are pretty much gone, as you can see, and he will be pitting on for another set of the option tyres and saving the prime stint for later on in the race as Nico Rosberg just gets out. There's Kimi Räikkönen also pitting. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that Ferrari's Constructors' Championship chances, they're still there, but it's looking pretty unlikely now, isn't it, as he suffers a little slip coming out, just going before the tunnel, nearly hitting that wall, and Lewis Hamilton has repassed Sebastian Vettel. The undercut has worked for him again. He pitted early on in the Grand Prix, so Lewis Hamilton takes back the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It took Sebastian quite a while to catch up to Hamilton. Onto lap 18 now, he's got the DRS open and he is closing in on the British driver. The former world champion is right at the back of him now into the chicane. Hamilton staying to the racing line, Vettel trying to find the inside line, and he does, and takes back the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Hamilton falling back slightly. Now onto lap 20 again, and as you can see, the tyres, the option tyres that Sebastian Vettel has put on are wearing off quite quickly now, but there's only 8 laps remaining, and he does have another set of primes to go through. Well, the only set of primes that will be going through this Grand Prix, but he goes very wide of the hairpin. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead back off Sebastian Vettel down the straight. He'll have a DRS as well because he was behind Vettel going into the detection point, and he will try to pull away. Nico Rosberg also having the DRS. He's going to try and make a move for the lead as well, going around the outside. What a battle we're having between these 3 drivers. It's a bit like Monza we had early in the year. Sebastian trying to hold on, and he does as well, almost forced wide. And Lewis Hamilton is still in second, but now going back into the pit lane, and Vettel is pitting, interestingly, on the same lap as Lewis Hamilton this time instead of Nico Rosberg, like he did on the previous 2 laps. But is he going to retain the lead he has over the British driver? Yes, he does, and he keeps the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but we don't know because Nico Rosberg, as we move on to the next lap, this is when Nico Rosberg is now in the pit lane, and there he is going through the tunnel. We're going to go on to Sebastian Vettel as he just goes around the first corner ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Nico Rosberg going towards pit exit, and it looks like Nico Rosberg is going to take the lead. Yes, he is. Rosberg leads the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel is going to have the inside line going into the chicane, and he does so and takes back the lead. And Nico Rosberg lost position to Lewis Hamilton, who also takes second place. So Nico Rosberg loses 2 positions in a matter of seconds. But now going on to lap 22, and Rosberg has caught back up again, but Hamilton is going to try and make a move with DRS, and it's going to be between these 2, it seems. Rosberg's too far behind to make a move, and Hamilton has taken the lead back, but no, Vettel just does it again, keeping that inside line, keeping first position, and Nico Rosberg is close back in this battle for the lead. It's just not going to stop, it seems. What a fight we are having for first place, and this Constructors' Championship battle is still available as well, because, well, we don't know where Kimi Räikkönen is. I think he's in 4th, 5th or 6th somewhere, but as it stands, Mercedes will win the Constructors' Championship. But what a race we are having, and now we're actually on board with Kimi Räikkönen now. This is a couple of laps later on to the Grand Prix, and he's behind Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull. I think this is 6th, I think it's 5th position. No, as you can see, he's got a tyre puncher, and that ruins all chance of Ferrari winning the Constructors' Championship. And he held up Felipe Massa as well, who's now lost position to his teammate Valtteri Bottas. So Mercedes are the Constructors' Champions. Well done to them, but we've still got a race win to decide. And, well, Sebastian Vettel gets absolutely mugged going down that straight. Rosberg takes the lead from 3rd position, and Vettel now takes it back off both of them. What a fight we're having for the lead. Hamilton takes it back off Rosberg, I think. No, Rosberg holds on to Hamilton. And what a fight for this lead we are having. Both Mercedes side by side will have a DRS going down the straight. What an epic race we are having. What an epic finale this is. As Vettel going very wide, going into turn 11. Rosberg going down the inside. There's contact between the pair of them. Vettel forced wide. Is Hamilton going to take the lead? And no, it's going to be around the outside from Sebastian Vettel, who takes back the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This is an absolute thriller of a finale. Moving on to lap 27, the penultimate lap of a race, and there is a back marker in the way, and could Roberto Merhi play a part in this race win here? But no, that's Nico Rosberg going down the inside. He doesn't make that stick at all. There is Roberto Merhi just ahead. Is he going to let the guys through? I think he will do in that Man Rouge shirt, as well. They're catching up quite quickly now as we go down the DRS straight. Nico Rosberg has the DRS, Sebastian has the DRS on the man of driver just ahead, and he goes into standard mix now to try and save the fuel. Hamilton's going through as well. What a fight we are having here, and he just holds them on, braking very early, but still taking the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. There's still 1 more lap to go, so anything can happen. Vettel going very wide on the exit of that corner with the DRS yet again on Roberto Merhi, but those 2 Mercedes drivers staying very close towards that Ferrari driver going into the turn 11 now. Merhi has let the Ferrari through. He's also let the 2 Mercedes through as well. So this is going to be an entertaining battle for the lead. For the final lap of the Grand Prix, this is what it's come down to now. The final lap of this season. as we go around turn 3. It's the top 3 are still close together, and Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas are still quite far back, so it looks like that this will be the podium for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the final round of the season into the hairpin. It's going to be this straight or the straight afterwards that is going to decide the outcome of the race victory, as Sebastian Vettel holds on to these 2 Mercedes drivers. He's going to have Lewis Hamilton going one way, he's going to have Nico Rosberg going the other way. What a race we have had in Abu Dhabi, and it's just going to get better. Sebastian getting absolutely mugged yet again. One going around the outside, the other going around the inside, going into turn 8, holding off round the inside into the next corner. And there's both Mercedes are contact. They're both spun. Both Mercedes drivers are spun. What an upset we've had here in Abu Dhabi. A massive shame for the 2 Mercedes drivers. And that is going to throw any chance of winning for either out of the question now, as we have a look at Nico Rosberg turning into Lewis Hamilton. I don't know whose fault that was. It definitely wasn't Vettel's, but both Mercedes crashed into each other. So this means that Daniel Ricciardo is going to take second. No, he's not. He's held up by Lewis Hamilton. It's Valtteri Bottas who goes down the inside of everyone else. He's now into 3rd position to try and take second off Lewis Hamilton. He will have the DRS. Hamilton won't. So this is going to be Valtteri Bottas' 2nd place here in Abu Dhabi. He takes 2nd place in that Williams. And, well, what a season he's had. It means he's going to take 4th in the championship with Kimi Räikkönen outside the points. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, we have Sebastian Vettel, who hasn't realised that any of this has happened behind him. But he goes into the final 2 corners. He won the World Championship last time out in Brazil. But he goes round the final corner to win this crazy Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and cement his dominance in Formula 1 with Ferrari. That's it. What a season it has been. I think it's safe to say Sebastian Vettel is back at the top of Formula 1, beating Valtteri Bottas after the 2 Mercedes drivers colliding, then finishing 3rd and 5th. A shame for Daniel Ricciardo, who missed out on the podium because of that crash. Nico Hülkenberg taking 6th. What a race he's had, with Nasser, Verstappen, Sainz and Ericsson rounding out the points, and shame for Kimi Räikkönen, who finishes outside the points from length after his puncture. But now moving on to the final Drivers' Championship standings. And it's a win for Sebastian Vettel, extending his lead to 62 points, and the 5-time world champion just cementing his dominance in Formula 1 after that. Nico Rosberg, he's beaten Hamilton this year, but unfortunately he hasn't won the title. He will take 2nd, with the former champion now, Lewis Hamilton, taking 3rd. Valtteri Bottas has moved ahead of Kimi Räikkönen thanks to his 2nd place in Kimi Räikkönen's puncher. Daniel Ricciardo has had an excellent season as well, in 6th for Red Bull Racing. Felipe Massa, a tough season for him in Williams, finishing 7th ahead of Danny Kvyat and Max Verstappen, who still finished 9th after dropping off a pace after that podium he got in Australia. But what a year he's had, finishing in the top 10 this first season from 1, really standing out as the best rookie of the year, with Felipe Nasser taking 10th for Sauber. Jenson Button, an impressive year, 33 points of that McLaren Honda, with Romain Grosjean 12th. Nico Hülkenberg moving up to 13th, and Carlos Sainz also moving up the championship thanks to his points finish, with Pastor Maldonado, Fernando Alonso, Marcus Ericsson and Sergio Perez, the last drivers to score points, and the 2 not scoring, Roberto Merri and Will Stevens, just finishing with 0 points. So that was the Drivers' Championship. Now onto the Constructors' Championship, the final standings, which sees Mercedes take the Constructors' title by 22 points from Ferrari. I think Ferrari could have won it if it wasn't for the bad luck that Kimi Räikkönen suffered all season. So well done to Mercedes. They've taken 1 title, unfortunately not the drivers. Williams finishing 3rd, the only other team to win a race for the season, followed by Red Bull. Toro Rosso just taking 5th. Sauber 6th and ahead of McLaren Honda. Very good season despite their car not being up to pace for the rest. Lotus take 8th, followed by Force India and Marussia, with the only team not to score. So before the season ends, I just want to quickly say thank you to everybody who's watched this series, or even a single episode of it. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed making this. So on your screen right now is the season review, and we outperformed Kimi Räikkönen 16-3 in both qualifying and the race, and we scored more points than him, of course, 65% of the team's total constructors' points. I think Kimi would have scored more if it wasn't for the amount of bad luck he had at the opening rounds of the season. But once again, guys, thank you so much for supporting this series. I've really enjoyed making this series. So I think without further ado, for the final time of the season, it's time to move on to the podium. It's been an excellent year for everyone. Your winner and world champion is Sebastian Vettel. And I believe all the drivers will have a long rest over the pre-season, ready to come back next year, with everyone aiming for the world title. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed this season. If you have, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I don't know what's going to happen with F1 2015 afterwards. For now, it's been DMath 96. I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, boys.